Yes, sir. What's going down, everybody? We're back live. Listen, I had to start that again. My apologies. Welcome back to another stream. Here talking about Diddy, or as I like to call it, surviving Diddy, which seems to be obviously the series that we're bracing ourselves for coming up here probably in the new year. Now, we got a lot of stuff packed for this stream, man. Now, I was just saying it on the last one. I had to restart because we had like a shitty connection type of deal. But I'm already pissed off today. I'm not going to go easy on Diddy because I went to the barber today and he pushed my shit back. Look at this shit. I look like little fucking Einstein. Little mini mega mind in this bitch. All I need is the googly alien eyes and shit this big. So to my barber today, whoever that dude was who was at my barber shop who's not usually there, you should be fired. You fucking suck at cutting hair, bro. Look, okay, it's not that bad. But bro, push my shit back though. You know how the Grinch, like during Christmas time, his heart grew 3 sizes? It's Christmas time, my fucking head grew 3 sizes. The fuck? Alright, so we got a lot to unpack tonight, man. We got Diddy. First item of the stream. Cassie's longtime friend and associate of Diddy has just come out and done an exclusive interview here with NBC News. We're about to react to the whole thing. She was one of the first people, by the way, in the inner circle of Diddy who actually came out and exposed this with, I think, a written statement. So what we're going to do after this is we're going to play this. Then I have all the statements loaded up as well. We're going to break down all the statements that have been given, the statements by Cassie. We got the whole official statement, guys. We got the statement from her friend. And then we got a bunch of other stuff about Diddy. And then, of course, some other stuff, man. Listen, we're on the streamathon. I got topics for days. There is no shortage of topics. There's no shortage of energy. So let's get into this, man. So this is an interview with, like I said, Cassie's friend. Her name is Chloe Melas. And this is her speaking on everything that she went through with Diddy.
Diddy Combs has faced 4 different lawsuits in recent weeks alleging sexual assault and abuse.
Let me make my shit a little smaller, though. And I'm not talking just about my hairline. Make my shit a little smaller so you guys can see. Okay, let's see what we got.
Which he has denied. The first of those came from singer Cassie Ventura, known as Cassie, who accused Combs of sexual abuse and sex trafficking during the decade they were together. NBC's entertainment correspondent Chloe Melas spoke exclusively to a longtime friend of Cassie.
Oh, Chloe Melas is the interviewer. My bad. I would just scan in the fucking description to see like the first name that wasn't Cassie's after it said it was her friend. So Chloe's doing the interview with Cassie's friend, guys.
Who said she witnessed some troubling incidents. Chloe?
Good evening, Ellison. Singer-songwriter, activist Tiffany Red had been working with Cassie on an album when she first met Diddy and says that she witnessed him verbally abusing her friend. Following Cassie's settlement with Diddy, Red penned an open letter in Rolling Stone about her experience. She spoke to me about the events that she says traumatized her.
I don't think people understand what it's like to be traumatized by somebody famous and rich, because you can't get away from them.
Tiffany Red has written for the likes of Zendaya, Jason Derulo, and Jennifer Hudson. In 2015, she became friends with Cassie while writing songs for her album. At that point,
this actually makes it a little more credible, by the way, guys, because I was trying to figure out, like, how does this girl know Cassie? Like, where does she know Cassie from? If you're writing for people, it definitely makes sense that you'd naturally become friends with somebody. So, okay, sounded pretty credible so far. Let's give her a chance, though.
in 2015, she became friends with Cassie while writing songs for her album. At that point, Cassie and Diddy had been together for nearly 8 years. In a lawsuit Cassie filed last month, she detailed the abuse she says Diddy committed, including physical assault. Red says although she did not know about the alleged physical assault while working with Cassie, she did witness verbal abuse on more than one occasion, one of which took place during Cassie's 29th birthday in 2015. Red says Diddy showed up at karaoke where Cassie and a group of friends were celebrating.
Bro, Diddy looks scary there.
So he had her backed into the corner, and he was like cussing her out with his hand in her face.
Later that night, Red, who was staying at Cassie's home, says she awoke to screaming.
He's standing in the like living room area, and she's there, and he was like, emotional singing, there you are. And I just was like, oh, he's talking to me. And I remember, like, I don't know if you know what his voice sounds like, but like, I felt like I was in the presence of his monster inside. And I remember.
Whoa, 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 whoa. First of all, what do you call her? Emotional singing bitch? I like this girl's attitude too, because like, first of all, if she would have just responded to that, we would have been in serious trouble. But her response is like, oh, he's talking to me? I like this girl.
Woke to screaming.
He's standing in the like living room area and she's there. And he was like, emotional singing, there you are. And I just was like, oh, he's talking to me. And I remember, like, I don't know if you know what his voice sounds like, but like, I felt like I was in the presence of his monster inside. And I remember like looking in his eyes and I said to him, what did y'all do? Because I could see that she was like really sedated. That was the first time I ever seen her like high before. And then he says, tell your girl.
When you get the set, you
Violated. Okay, guys, this is my last stream without a new ad blocker. They blocked mine. They're getting smarter with this shit. Shout out YouTube.
Before. And then he says, tell your girl she wants some birthday. And we were like, well, I mean, he's saying this to me, and I'm like, well, she doesn't have to have sex with you if she doesn't want to. He was upset, like, you know, I guess that she didn't want to do with him whatever he wanted. I don't know. I don't feel like I could advocate for myself in that moment. Like, I realized, like, oh, this guy is dangerous.
Red says it was only a few months ago that Cassie told her what was really going on that night in 2015, that it all stemmed from the music executive wanting her to take part in what he called a freak-off against her will.
What did Cassie tell you about it?
Listening to that woman say freak off is absolutely priceless. Bro, we need to make that a sound clip on my board here. She wanted her to participate in a freak off, commonly known in the hip-hop community as an orgy.
Executive wanting her to take part in what he called a freak-off against her will.
What did Cassie tell you about these freak-offs?
You know, that he would hire these, like, sex workers and, like, they would have, you know, sex with her or whatever, and he would watch and tell them what to do.
In her lawsuit, Cassie alleges she was forced to participate in freak-offs throughout her relationship with Diddy. Red learning recently one horrific detail from Cassie.
She told me the only time he was willing to do anything or work on her music, go through any plans, any of that, was when she had a freak off. So all of our music, all my work, to find out that, like, I spent all these years writing these songs for him to rape my friend to, like, is just disgusting.
In the lawsuit, Cassie detailed the physical abuse she says Diddy committed, including an instance where she was put in a hotel room for days to heal. Red says Cassie recently told her about Diddy giving her a black eye before the premiere of her 2016 film, The Perfect Match.
I remember one time her telling me that, I think it might have been The Perfect Match, that movie that she was in, and she told me that she had a black eye under her makeup.
Do you believe Diddy is a dangerous person?
Yes.
Bro, this is honestly a lot worse than I thought it was going to be. This is a lot worse than I thought it was going to be. So let's unpack a couple things. First of all, she said that Diddy wouldn't let Cassie work on any music until she participated in a freak-off. Okay, now what it sounds like to me, and this is actually very believable, because look, if you think about it, Diddy has been rich and famous since the early 90s, late 80s type of deal. So this dude's standard for like probably being satisfied with anything is miles and miles above what anybody else's standards are. I need everybody to know right now, this is not a defense of Diddy, but I'm trying to break down his sick mind and the sick things that he's done. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get into the mind of a maniac. It's like that Jeffrey Dahmer documentary. So I can imagine a dude like that who's sick. From all accounts, he's sick. From all accounts, he's a pervert. He's got addictions. He's obviously a drunk. This dude can't go anywhere without a bottle of tequila, bottle of De Leon, bottle of Ciroc in his hand. When your appetite is that high for shit that satisfies you, bro, I would not be surprised to hear that this dude he probably couldn't even get really a lot out of regular sex. He probably needed 10 girls in the room freaking to even be satisfied. He probably needed those sex workers in the room freaking just to be satisfied, because He's been doing this shit since 1985. He's been doing this shit since 1990. He's been having freak offs. He's been had every girl in the game and their sister and this and that. This dude has been in it. So this is a believable story just for that reason, bro. I could see Diddy's appetite for destruction being very, very high. I cannot see him being satisfied by regular shit. This isn't a dude who's easily satisfied. The second thing we got to remember, man, is that this girl's getting paid a lot of money to do this interview. You guys see these interviews? You think these people are just coming to talk because they feel like it? No, they're not. These interviews, ultimately, they pay six figures sometimes for these interview guys. You got to remember, too, this girl is giving up a lot to do this interview. She's giving up a lot of money. She's giving up because, look, once you do an interview like this, you're completely blacklisted in the world of Hollywood. That's what people need to understand. This girl will never write for another artist again. At least another like mainstream celebrity artist. She will never write for another famous artist again because of this interview. So when we have to factor that in when we're thinking about how much they must be paying her, because the fact that she did this interview says that she's at least comfortable with how much she's receiving in comparison to how much she's losing. They might have cut her a big check. They might have cut her more than six figures or multiple, a high-end six figure. Maybe not even just 100 bands. They probably cut her a pretty nice check. All right, back to the interview.
Why?
For the premiere of her 2016 film, lawsuit, Cassie detailed the physical abuse she says Diddy committed, including an instance where she was put in a hotel room for days to heal. Red says Cassie recently told her about Diddy giving her a black eye before the premiere of her 2016 film, The Perfect Match.
I remember one time her telling me that, I think it might have been The Perfect Match, that movie that she was in, and she told me that she had a black eye under her makeup.
Do you believe Diddy is a dangerous person?
Yes.
I do.
Why? I mean, look at his rap sheet.
An attorney for Cassie declined to comment. Diddy's attorney did not respond. In 2015, Diddy was arrested on 3 counts of assault with a deadly weapon and other charges for allegedly beating up his son's football coach. Prosecutors declined to file felony charges.
Oh yeah, so this was on the stream the other day, by the way. We talked about this. So he beat up his son's coach, and I think the deadly weapon apparently was a kettlebell. Diddy reportedly hit a coach over the head with a kettlebell. Now, if you guys don't know what a kettlebell is, let me show you guys what a kettlebell is. So the lowest it comes is like 5 pounds, but usually these things are 25, 30, 15 pounds. They're solid. They're not hollow. They're fucking solid. That is attempted murder, bro. If you hit somebody in the head with a kettlebell with force, even lightly, bro, that's at least a concussion, but that is attempted murder. There is no question about it, dude, if you know anything about head injuries.
Related to that arrest. 24 hours after Cassie filed her lawsuit, she and Diddy announced that they had reached an undisclosed settlement. Combs released a statement saying, "We have decided to resolve this matter amicably. I wish Cassie and her family all the best." His lawyer adding that the settlement was, quote, "in no way an admission of wrongdoing."
I mean, I just feel like it's PR. He's settled because he doesn't want to go to court.
Diddy's music career spans 3 decades, including 3 Grammy Awards and the creation of Bad Boy Records, representing artists from Mary J. Blige to the late Notorious B.I.G. In September, he was awarded MTV's Global Icon Award. But since the allegations surfaced, Hulu scrapped a reality series about his family, and the Recording Academy said they are considering to rescind his invite to this year's Grammys.
You know, I think a lot of people, especially in the Black community, are, I've seen the narrative of like, they just trying to take a Black man down. And it's just like, that's not what this is about. That's not what this is about. This is about accountability and a reckoning. Like, that's just the bottom line.
As for what
anybody saying they're just trying to take a Black man down, that is fucking, that's the same people who are defending Bill Cosby. That's the same people who are defending R. Kelly. Why don't we just stop listening to these people? Everybody does have an opinion, folks. Not all of them are valid. Why even add that to the interview?
What justice looks like?
I think justice looks like Diddy being behind bars. And I also think that justice looks like everybody getting retribution for all of the things. the amount of therapy, like I just said, all of the moments, the time, like these are our careers.
Now these ads are violated right now.
Is back with us now. You hear her saying
Moments, the time, like these are our careers.
And Chloe is back with us now. You hear her saying justice looks like Diddy behind bars. Is there a possibility that could still happen? Where does the criminal case stand?
So Cassie filed her federal civil suit here in New York, and the NYPD has come out and said that there is no investigation into Diddy right now. Now, that doesn't mean that the district attorney of Manhattan isn't looking into something, or perhaps investigations going on behind the scenes. But publicly, on the record, no such investigation has been confirmed.
Bro, pause. What the hell do you mean there's no investigation against Diddy? Why is there no investigation against Diddy? Bro, if you're having a news story like this ran on NBC News, this is common knowledge now. Like, guys, this is beyond hearsay. That is stunning to me, that there is no investigation against Diddy. But look, Diddy might have himself a deal, my friends. Look, there's a lot of these rappers out here, and you wonder why a lot of these rappers talk about shooting and killing people. You wonder why a lot of these rappers have shot and killed people and they get away with it. They get let out of jail in, 15 seconds. A lot of guys have deals. And I'm not going to name names. If you want to look into it, you can find out who has a deal. But I would say Diddy has probably got one of those Jeffrey Epstein deals. You guys remember, I don't know if you guys seen the documentary, but Jeffrey Epstein, he had a sweetheart deal with the state of Florida. This is real, folks. Like, look, people think, it's conspiracy theories. No, this ain't no conspiracy theory. This is real. This is genuine, real, documented shit from court. Jeffrey Epstein had a deal with the state of Florida, and it read in the deal that Jeffrey Epstein, nor anybody who's associated to or knows Jeffrey Epstein, can be arrested or charged for any crimes in the state of Florida. Let me say that one more time for the people who didn't fucking hear it. Jeffrey Epstein and nobody who knows, and anybody who knows Jeffrey Epstein or is around Jeffrey Epstein could not be charged with a crime. The thing with Jeffrey Epstein is people say, that's a one-off situation. No. Jeffrey Epstein is not a one-off situation because Jeffrey Epstein was just somebody stumbled over something. Like, that was a mistake. We should have never found out about Epstein. We should have never found out about the island. Somebody fucked up. It was somebody on the inside. It was somebody who knew something. Somebody fucked up. And we were not supposed to find that out. And guess what, my friends? That's exactly what's happening right now with Diddy. Tell me I'm wrong in the chat. Tell me I'm wrong. I would love for somebody to explain to me why I'm wrong. She's talking about Diddy. What's up? What's up, everybody in the chat? Nathaniel. Hey, everybody, hit that like button, man. I'd appreciate it if you're liking the stream. It says Jeffrey Epstein in Dubai or Lebanon. There was footage from 2020 or something like that. Hey, man, I wouldn't be surprised.
And also, there have been other lawsuits of some women coming forward with other similar accusations and allegations. And who knows if others might come forward as well. Remember, the Adult Survivors Act is set to expire at the end of this month in the state of California. And we know that Diddy, that is where he has primarily resided. So you never know if others might come forward between now and the new year.
And you spent so much time talking with Tiffany, and you can tell, even watching that back, not being in the room with her, that she has been so deeply impacted by what she says she witnessed. She has been able to sort of take this and turn it in a way, right? Can you explain that?
So she calls herself an activist, right? She's not just a singer, songwriter who's worked with so many stars, like I mentioned, Zendaya, Jason Derulo, Cassie. She is somebody that has started an organization called the 100%ers. And that's, she says, comes from the fact that she always gives 100%. All
right, so that's the end of the interview. I don't got no more time for this lady. But listen, definitely, like I said, this video was crazier than I expected, this whole Diddy thing. Nathaniel in the chat says, this sounds really similar to the R. Kelly situation. What do you think of that? I agree, Nathaniel. I think it is very similar to the R. Kelly situation. And it's similar to everything that we were just talking about. Somebody messed up. Because you got to think about it this way. And this to me, guys, this to me is why it's laughable for the Grammys to say they're thinking of rescinding Diddy's invite. That to me was the funniest part about that news story, because if you think about the Grammys and you think about how many piece of shit, scumbag, terrible people are on the Grammys, how many of those people were probably with Epstein, how many of those people are doing worse things to women up in the Hollywood Hills, abusing women, trafficking people, trafficking kids. That's the whole Grammys. That's the Academy. For the Academy to say that they're going to disinvite Diddy for the same shit that they have blood on their hands for, that is fucking... Let's give a round of applause. This motherfuckers are more creative than Spielberg. They're more creative than Spielberg. You can't make this shit up. I can't fucking get over this, man. The Grammys have outcasted Diddy. Listen, if the Grammys, if the Academy have outcasted you, my friend, you're a real bad person. There is zero hope for redemption if the Academy has cast you out. Those motherfuckers have got blood on their hands. We're going to move over to the Cassie lawsuit allegations. This is crazy, man. Yeah, R. Kelly, DMX, and Diddy all had beef with Jay-Z at one point. Same with Tory Lanez. Oh, boy. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I value my life. I enjoy being alive, sir. Don't you understand? Okay, let's pull up these Cassie allegations. So check this out. We're going to really go in depth now with the Cassie conversation. So this was the OG article that actually showed what she had to say about it and what the allegations were that it first came out. So the New York Times reports Sean Combs, a producer and music mogul who has been one of the most famous names in hip-hop for decades, was sued in federal court by Cassie, an R&B singer once signed to his label, who accused Mr. Combs, I'm not going to say that word, of... I gotta fucking censor it. Accused them of BAPE. Fuck it, we'll call it BAPE for the stream. And of repeated physical abuse over about a decade. So this is what was filed in the suit, everybody. So it says that not long after she met Diddy in 2005, when she was 19 years old. Ooh. She was 19 years old. How old was Diddy? How old was Diddy in 2005? 36 years old. Bro. That's already a red flag, man. Like, listen, I think people are going overboard when they, like, get on, like, a 35-year-old dude for being, like, with a 25-year-old girl. Like, to me, like, a 25-year-old woman and, like, a 35-year-old man, that's cool. But when you're, like, 35 and you're going 19... I know it's technically legal, but bro, like, it's just fucking weird. That's bizarre. That's just kind of odd. Especially when you're in Hollywood and you got options like Diddy. So it says when they met when she was 19, he began a pattern of control and abuse that included plying through her bags. Wait, what the fuck? I completely misread that. Plying her with drugs, beating her and forcing her to have sex with a succession of male prostitutes. Male prostitutes. While he filmed the encounters. Whoa. Plying her with drugs, beating her, and forcing her to do that with male prostitutes. So, no wonder Diddy didn't want to go to court, bro. Can you imagine if this would have went to court, guys? Can you imagine? Again, we hear the stuff that has come out now, and it's insane. If this would have went to court, that shit, I mean, who Diddy would, I think the reason this isn't going to court too, guys, I think is because this is far beyond Diddy also. We got to remember that. there is going to be a lot of other people involved in this case if it would have went to court, especially who would have been exposed through this. So that, I think, is a big concern here too. I wouldn't be surprised if half of these dudes probably offered to pay the settlement for Diddy just so he wouldn't go to court. They probably said, look, you keep your money, Diddy. I'll pay the settlement because I'm not getting thrown under the bus. Bro's the Jeffrey Epstein of rap. In the 2018 suit, so in 2018, the suit says near the end of their relationship, Mr. Combs forced his way into her home and assaulted her. The quote here says, after years in silence and darkness, I am finally ready to tell my story and speak up on behalf of myself and for the benefit of other women who face violence and abuse in their relationships. First Amendment, when did this all happen? It all happened, where it happened was in Los Angeles. And when it happened was, I guess, through the past 10 years. But this was mostly in Los Angeles. In response, a lawyer for Mr. Combs says, holy fuck, I am so tired I can barely fucking read this right now, guys. Give me a sec. This has been a long fucking day. I'm still streaming. Ben Brafman, the lawyer for Sean Combs, said Mr. Combs vehemently denies these offensive and outrageous allegations. For the past 6 months, Mr. Combs has been subjected to Ms. Ventura's persistent demand of $30 million. Whew. So that's what got this party started. You guys, what's that movie from? You guys remember, that was from Breaking Bad. When Jack pulls up, everybody's shooting each other. Everybody's got their guns out. Bro opens up a big barrel with like $7 million. So that's what got this party started. That $30 million, that's what got this fucking party started, bro. So $30 million was what Cassie wanted under the threat of writing a damaging book about their relationship, which was unequivocally rejected as blatant blackmail. Despite withdrawing her initial threat, Cassie has now resorted to filing a lawsuit riddled with baseless. This is the quote from Diddy's lawyer, just so you guys know. So this is obviously completely biased. That's why he's saying the book was blackmail and all this stuff. This isn't the New York Post saying this. So Cassie has now resorted to filing a lawsuit riddled with baseless and outrageous lies, aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation and seeking a payday. Now, when a Cassie's lawyer said that the parties had spoken before the suit was filed, Mr. Combs offered Cassie 8 figures to silence her and prevent filing the lawsuit, and she rejected the efforts. Now, guys, remember, so this is a big piece of the story, too. He offered a settlement, so to speak. It wouldn't really have been a settlement if she didn't go through with it, but still, he offered what basically would have been a settlement outside of a court of law, and she rejected it for 8 figures. I wonder how much the one she accepted was. All I know is this. I feel like Cassie can do whatever she wants now. Cassie's set for life. Like, to keep this, listen, the amount of power that she has, again, because we have to remember, Diddy is not just Diddy. Diddy's like one of the presidents of hip hop. Like, you know, when you look at the president, yes, it's Joe Biden, but Joe Biden is not the only dude who's a part of Joe Biden. There's 20, 30, 40 people who are Joe Biden collectively. He's just the face of the organization. Meaning if Joe Biden goes down, there's hundreds of other people who go down too, because Joe Biden, in a way, is many people. You guys, I know you guys know what I'm saying. The individual is that person, but that person represents hundreds of people. So that person, all these other people are just as liable. So when you look at that and you think about how much power was in Cassie's hands, not only exposing Diddy, but exposing many people from the Academy, many people from different production companies, record labels. Again, it's like the president. This is Diddy's cabinet, bro. She was about to expose Diddy's cabinet because he has many people in his cabinet. Again, I have to say, I don't think there's a dollar amount. There's no dollar amount on what this girl could have got. I feel like whatever she declined, they would have added 10 more million. And if she declined that, they would have added 100 million. And if she declined that, they probably would have fucking crowdsourced all the billionaires and gave her $1 billion. There is no dollar amount, bro, when you have that level of power. That or they just kill your ass. I mean, look, am I wrong? Am I wrong? It may sound somewhat eccentric, folks. It may sound a little far-fetched, but is it inaccurate? That's really what you need to ask yourself. Sean Combs, 54, founded Bad Boy in 1993. Yeah, I'm not going to read all about this shit. So this is interesting, man. Very sad about Cassie, by the way, man. She's a beautiful girl. She seems to be a talented woman. She seems to, she seems to be a fairly positive person. But, again, that's hard to say when you don't know somebody. But it's just a shame to see a young woman going through this, and especially thinking about the fact that she was roped into this foolishness when she was 19. Like, Cassie is 37 now. You know what I mean? Like, Cassie is 37, guys. So when you think about, like, the amount of time in her life that she had to go through this, if it, again, innocent until proven guilty to a degree. And I say to a degree because there's so many accusations with Diddy that it's hard to think he could even be innocent in any way. Diddy does not strike me as an innocent person. But if this is true, she's given a big portion of her life to this, man. So I think it's very sad and it's very tragic. The question is, how safe is she, and is she wrong for taking the money? Yeah, that is a good question, DT. That's a good question. But I guess we'll have our answer if something goes down. Okay, so we're going to pull up this. There's this video here. I'm just going to go through some more details of Diddy and some of the other allegations against him. Because as I mentioned before, man, this is not a singular accusation. This is not a couple of allegations. This is many, many different people who have said terrible things about this guy. So we're going to go through the allegations from his last relationship, and then we're going to go through some of the Diddy and Biggie stuff, man. The whole Diddy and Biggie partnership, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, man. That whole thing. But right now we're going to look at Kim Porter. So this is some of his history with Kim Porter, and credit to This Happened on YouTube for putting this video together. All credit to them.
Shine later converted to Orthodox Judaism, and this led to an urban legend about Diddy being the devil incarnate because multiple bad boy artists turned to God after dealing with Diddy. Shine embraced Judaism. Maze.
Bro, they got their timestamps wrong in this video. This is not the beginning. It literally says Kim Porter where I'm clicking, and this is not Kim Porter. Get your shit together, guys. I'm trying to react to your video. This is how you guys are going to do me. Let's try it again.
Distance himself from his criminal past. He would go on to change his name and rebrand his image multiple times following different public controversies. Back in 2017, he changed his middle name to Love, shortly before his ex-girlfriend Kim Porter died.
A fucking minute after the timestamp, they start talking about it. Poor work.
Changed his middle name to Love, shortly before his ex-girlfriend Kim Porter died under mysterious circumstances.
I decided to change my name again. I'm just not who I am before. I'm something different. So my new name is Love, aka Brother Love. I will not be answering to Puffy, Diddy, Puff Daddy, or any of my other monikers, but Love or Brother Love, okay?
Almost exactly a year after Diddy announced he was changing his name to Love, Kim Porter, the mother of 3 of his 7 children, died suddenly at age 47. According to the official ruling, Kim died of complications of pneumonia. However, many people expressed doubt about this, with some even suggesting that Diddy had Kim killed because she was allegedly writing a tell-all book about him.
No way. Bro. Alright, now I'm scared for Cassie. There are rumors. Let me take that in for a second. There are rumors that Diddy had a woman unalived. I'm trying not to get us taken down. I guess she already fucking said it. What's the difference? Tried to get a woman killed. for attempting to write a tell-all? Bro. No.
One of these people is an industry insider and Jay-Z's former background singer Jaguar Wright, who claimed that Kim's initial autopsy showed traces of some kind of poison.
Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms.
Jaguar also suggested that multiple people who dealt with Diddy were planning to release tell-all books and documentaries before they either got sick or died under suspicious circumstances.
No. Dude, no. The fact that it is a tell-all is what scares the hell out of me. And by the way, how innocent can you really be if there's 19 people dead who were trying to expose you? It usually doesn't tend to be that way. It really doesn't. You know, listen, there's a lot of false allegations that happen to innocent people every day. But I feel like it doesn't catch on as much when somebody's actually innocent. It can. I think especially it's maybe easier for average everyday people like myself, like people who aren't celebrities. I think it's a lot easier for them to get accused of some shit because it's not a public thing, and there's less people who will come out and say, no, that's not true. I've known this guy forever. There's nobody who would even care or know about it. So I think it happens a lot more to regular people, but most of the stuff about these celebrities, man, is usually true. 90% of the time it's true.
Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma.
And then, when Cassie filed her lawsuit against Diddy on November 16th, just one day after the 5th anniversary of Kim Porter's death, Jaguar publicly offered her support to Cassie and claimed that Kim warned Cassie about Diddy before she died.
I will advocate for you because, see, I know something that a lot of people don't know. I know that you and Kim Porter had a sit down right before she left us. And I know Kim had some very good advice to give you. And I believe that this is why things are happening as they're happening now. Kim was smart, wasn't she, Cassie? Kept you alive and kept you safe.
This mistake is costing.
So they're saying that Kim Porter had a sit down with Cassie before she passed. Now, what I would do to be a fly in the wall on that conversation, you know, this does sort of bring up one question for me, though. And by the way, look at that fucking mohawk on P. Diddy. That is something. That is probably the worst hairstyle I have ever fucking seen. But look, it begs the question, if you're with somebody who is this terrible, like if you're genuinely with a monster like this, with a guy who puts your life in danger, with a guy who does all these things to you, to the point where you're having resource calls with other people to keep you alive, why are you still there? That is the genuine question. And look, don't come for me. I know there's a variety of reasons why you could still be there. You could be intimidated to stay there. You could feel like you can't leave. I know that there's all types of brainwashing that happens. But at a certain point, it's like, wouldn't somebody at least want to try to help this girl? Wouldn't somebody want to try to get her out of this situation or try to encourage her to leave rather than try to coach her to stay in it? That's really what the point is. Like, why was the MO to coach her to stay in it instead of get her out of it? And I'm not saying it as a rhetorical question. I'm genuinely curious because it could be, who knows? You know, it could be anything. There could be threats involved. They could feel intimidated. We don't really know the true power of this guy. So that's what the real question is.
That Kim didn't die of pneumonia was her ex-husband, Al B. Sure, who
some very good advice to give you. And I believe that this is why things are happening as they're happening now. Kim was smart, wasn't she, Cassie? kept you alive and kept you safe.
Another individual who publicly claimed that Kim didn't die of pneumonia was her ex-husband, Al B. Sure, who mysteriously fell into a coma just months after he shared a post referring to Kim's death as murder. In July 2020, Al shared a since-deleted video of himself crying and wrote, "I just found this footage from the morning I learned of Kim Porter's murder and how it ripped the soul from my physical body.
Whoa. I'll be sure. Okay, so I'll be sure said that and he deleted it? No, okay. That guy, just so you guys know, like, I'm not saying anything. I know as much as you guys do. I know as much as the next guy. I'm sitting here trying to figure it out. So, like, I don't necessarily have a stance at this point. This is the first deep dive I've really done on this Diddy shit. But I got to tell you guys, man, that's very suspicious. Who mistakes someone dying of pneumonia when they're told how, like, their family member or their friend died? Who would mistake it from pneumonia to murder? You would never make that jump. That is not a mistake. That is not a typo that would ever be made. There's no way to confuse those two things. There's really not. There is no way to confuse those two things. So when it comes to the Kim Porter stuff, that to me is the biggest piece of evidence right there. That's pretty legit.
I do know very clearly that Kimberly didn't just check out all of a sudden over pneumonia. Albie also added the hashtag "Don't Let the Love Songs Fool You," seemingly referencing Diddy's tributes to Kim. And then in November 2021, Albie posted a throwback photo with Kim and claimed she told him she was running, and he advised her to call the FBI. Albie also added a comment, "You would never believe what she went through." Now, as for Cassie, she made a series of highly disturbing allegations against Diddy in her lawsuit, claiming that he subjected her to repeated beatings, SA, and even forced her into sexual encounters with other men. Diddy settled the lawsuit within 24 hours for an undisclosed amount, and while his lawyer, Ben Brafman, claimed the settlement was not an admission of guilt. The public consensus seems to be that Diddy settled to avoid the discovery phase in a potential trial.
Bro, Diddy has a different haircut in every fucking clip, man. Like, how many hairstyles has this dude had? Bro's like a shapeshifter in this video. He's got the medium fade here, like a high fade. Then he has like a regular cut. That's definitely not Diddy. He really looks different there. And then the second I say it, they show him with all the same fucking hair. There he is. What is that, bro? What were they thinking when they did that one? Diddy, my man. Bro thinks he's Will Smith.
Evidence surfaced, seemingly proving Diddy's history of violence against women, including this photo of Cassie that she originally shared in 2014 after returning from a trip to Dubai with Diddy. Other women who were involved with Diddy have also previously shared their horrific experiences, among them Diddy's ex Gina Huen, also known as Virginia V, who claimed in a 2019 interview that Diddy punched her in the head and stomped on her stomach.
We was upstairs.
What a coward, bro. What a coward.
And we were in his closet and he like pushed me and I fell to the ground and then he like stood over me. So I was like laying on my back and he stood over me and he started like punching me like this. Like he avoided my face, but he like started punching me like on the side of my head and I was just like covering my face.
Following Diddy's settlement with Cassie,
I'll slap the shit out of Diddy. I don't give a goddamn. Fuck Diddy. I'll say it right now.
50 Cent also seemingly suggested that there are many more victims who will soon come forward against Diddy. In a since-deleted Instagram post, 50 Cent wrote, "He paid that money real quick. Should have done that before the sharks saw the blood in the water. And here they come in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, every woman he put his hand on." Now, as far as we know, there is no active criminal investigation against Diddy at this moment. However, fans on the internet are saying it's only a matter of time, and this could likely be the beginning of Diddy's deserved downfall. One fan wrote, "Going against someone as powerful as Diddy was no easy feat. I hope that Cassie is proud of speaking up and speaking out regardless, because she really did that. And her courage is going to be felt by so many other victims to come forward. This isn't the end. Not at all." And another person added, "The chickens are coming home to roost. I am glad Diddy's downfall is finally happening. He has gone on too long without facing serious consequences for grooming, abusing, and threatening young female and male artists. I see more women and men in the music and entertainment industry coming forward to share their stories. But let us know in the comment if you feel the same. Are we really witnessing the downfall of Sean Diddy Combs?"
I think we are. Shout out to that. I'll drink to that, because guess what? He's a piece of shit. I love how 2 seconds ago I had no stance and now I'm just cussing him out and threatening him. But listen, I don't actually mean that. But look, fuck that. And my question is this. To the people who support this dude, to the people who think... I don't know what people think. Honestly, it doesn't sound to me like he's getting a lot of support, but to the people who do support him, the people who say he's innocent, tell me this. If this isn't enough evidence for you guys, my question would simply be, how much evidence is enough? Do there need to be, let's say there's already 15 people to 20 people who've made allegations of abuse, trafficking, assault, crime, threats. Do we need 30 people? Does it need to be 40 people? Like, how many people does it actually have to be? That is the question that I have for you guys. Here's the other thing I'll say, and then we got this clip of Kanye West. But here's what I'll say. I do feel like the courage of Cassie, which people talk about, listen, I'll give credit where it's due. I completely agree that it's courageous to speak out, especially about abuse. Like, if you're being abused or anything of that nature, I think it's completely courageous to speak out in any way. But I definitely think the courageous moniker kind of gets taken away when you take the money to silence yourself. Because let me tell you guys this. Obviously, she doesn't care about speaking out more than she cares about the money. You know what I mean? Cassie had an internal dialogue when this happened, and she went like this. She went, okay, what I can do is I can continue to stand up for victims. I can bury all these motherfuckers. And I can put them away, and I can blow this out of the water and go all the way. Or I can just forget about it and take the money. And guess what? Cassie would rather forget about it and take the money. And that's disappointing. Maybe it was a play to get money. Here's the thing, folks. We got to think about both sides of this, too. We can't act like there's no motivation for Cassie. We can't act like that, because that's cap. Like, anybody who's saying there's no motivation for Cassie to do this is bullshit. There's plenty of motivation. But that doesn't mean either or is guilty. We don't know who's guilty yet. I don't know who's guilty. I still think Diddy's a piece of shit, though, because to me, whether he's guilty of this or not, it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference. Let's take a look at this. So this is Kanye and Diddy. Remember when I was talking about Diddy probably having a deal? Well, Kanye was the first person to really try and expose this, and I think, again, this is probably also a big reason that Drink Champs interview got taken down. For anybody who remembers, man, Kanye was on the Drink Champs podcast, I guess it is, a podcast interview show, and Drink Champs is broadcasted on none other than Diddy's Revolt TV, who has actually since dropped Diddy from their channels. They fired his ass, got him out of his own channels. But you got to remember, Kanye exposed this on Diddy's channel for a reason. And let's go back and look at this.
Here's where we get to the part where Kanye West claimed Diddy is a fed. Last year, when Kanye started speaking out against people who run Hollywood, Diddy went on The Breakfast Club and said Kanye was making unnecessary noise.
But at the same time, saying you got to be, you gotta understand like your actions, you know what I'm saying? And so the action of that, I couldn't put out the Kanye and Nothing t-shirt. I don't think it's not the time for unnecessary noise.
These comments didn't sit right with Ye, so he shared screenshots of the texts he received from Diddy.
They're probably gonna read them, right?
And called him a
I don't think I have to pause it.
Fed. After Diddy tried to silence him, Kanye texted back saying, "Come and do something illegal to me now, please." And then Diddy replied, "As soon as I land, we'll meet face to face. Send me the address." But Kanye apparently thought Diddy was trying to set him, and he fired back saying, "F you fed."
Bro, Kanye is so legendary for that. Hey, shout out Ye. Shout out to Ye for that one, man. Fuck you, you fed. Man, the amount of people who've wanted to say that to Diddy and never got the chance, shout out to Ye for real.
"Something illegal to me now, please." And then Diddy replied, "As soon as I land, we'll meet face to face. Send me the address." But Kanye apparently thought Diddy was trying to set him, and he fired back saying, "F you fed." Diddy then implied Kanye was scared to meet him, and he texted back, "Don't feel threatened. You'll be fine. Just love." However, Kanye went a step further and wrote back, "This ain't a game. I'ma use you as an example to show the Jewish people that told you to call me that no one can threaten or influence me. I told you this was war. Now go on and get you some business." However, Kanye didn't stop there. When he later appeared on Drink Champs, he once again called Diddy a fed, pointing out that Diddy didn't show him any support when he was fighting with the Kardashians to see his kids. However, the moment Kanye started speaking out about shady Hollywood elites, Diddy suddenly decided to reach out asking to meet him. And then Kanye also implied that the reason people like Diddy avoid jail is because they make deals with the elites to serve as gatekeepers.
Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these niggas, all you fake hard niggas, f*** you.
Wait,
hold on.
Okay.
All you fake hard f*** you. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a f*** because you can't shoot nobody anyway, and the reason why you got to talk is because you did a deal, you fed. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to come at me, because part of the deal, you fed. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a f*** because you can't shoot nobody anyway, and the reason why you got to talk is because you did a deal, you fed. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to come at me, because part of the deal for you to be a do all that and get out of jail is that you promise that you're going to go pull my co-car. So y'all shut the f*** up about me. Now let me say it calm. You shut the f*** up about, you shut the f*** up about Michael.
Right.
I'm Michael now.
Right.
Every Michael you can think of, but mostly Godfather Michael now.
Oh, dude, that was actually one of the coldest Kanye rants.
And other rappers, he can't be controlled because he never killed anyone.
And this truth is gonna be heard. Y'all can't send none of y'all Meek Mills, y'all Puffies, y'all Lil Boozies, none of these names, none of these people that have to listen to y'all because they have legal. I never killed nobody, right? I'm the that never killed nobody, right? But that means I can say whatever I want and not go to jail.
Now, when news broke that Cassie was suing Diddy, the internet exploded with
Insane, guys. Kanye. Listen, man, I'll always say it. I'll always give credit where it's due. You can say whatever the hell you want about Kanye West. But with the exception of his Hitler and Nazism, because I'm firmly against that and I will never budge. I don't care who it is. Aside from that, you can say he's crazy, but you can't say he's wrong. That's really the most consistent thread of Ye. You can say he's crazy. You can say he's eccentric. You can say he's wild. But you can't say he's wrong. And I think that's what bothers people. I think that gets under motherfuckers' skin. Because if you think about it, man, if you were to be just completely not making any sense whatsoever, people wouldn't even be talking about it. People wouldn't even be taking your opinion seriously. People wouldn't even be wasting energy on thinking about your opinion. The opinions that Ye presents, man, even for the people who disagree with him, they can connect the dots in their mind and they know it kind of makes sense. So that's why they fucking spend so much time talking about his opinions. When you walk by a homeless guy on the street talking to himself, you don't think about his opinions. You just know, okay, that guy's crazy. Like, that's what crazy is. When you hear somebody talking, you don't even think about what they're saying. You just completely dismiss everything they're saying. So that's the difference between Ye and somebody who's actually crazy, man, is because he actually kind of makes some sense. And I think it bothers people. It really, really bothers people, especially the people who want to silence them. Hopping over to this, man, this is really weird. So, actually, I shouldn't say it's weird. This is a very sad story. A very sad story coming out of, I believe, Florida. And this woman recently went viral in a police body cam video for using an adult toy at the beach. Now, I don't know if you guys watch police body cam videos like me, but I definitely saw this video when it came out. I think it reached over 1 million views in about a day and was one of the most massively viral police videos of 2023. So a family called 911 on this woman because she was caught using a toy at the beach. She ended up being arrested. And now this woman has actually been found deceased in her home due to a self-inflicted wound after this video went viral. And I guess she had so much embarrassment that she actually ended her own life. This is a very, very sad story. We're going to play this video right now. This is from Inside Edition today.
Was she shamed to death over an embarrassing incident on a beach?
Please, don't do this to me. Are you serious?
That's the question swirling after this woman, a realtor, was found dead. Police body cam video starts with cops approaching 35-year-old Christina Revels Glick.
We got multiple calls about you.
Cops say witnesses saw her using an adult toy on the beach.
I'm sorry, I was stressed out.
She's put in cuffs.
This is ridiculous. What am I being arrested for?
Indecent exposure.
She says she thought she was by herself.
A family saw it. They had kids.
What? There was nobody around me.
She's led in cuffs through a restaurant near Savannah, Georgia, and taken to a patrol car. The incident was reported on the Smoking Gun website under the headline, "Woman Busted for Pleasure Session on Beach." She was said to have gone on a downward spiral following the report and ended her life. According to the coroner's report, the cause of death was gunshot wound to the head. The manner of death is certified as suicide. Neighbor Garrett White let local police into her apartment. He spoke to Les Trent about the beach incident.
You do not believe this was handled correctly and the police should not have been called?
No, because look what it led to. Somebody taking their life.
A sad end after a single indiscretion on the beach.
Please, don't do this to me. Are you serious?
Wow, man, what a sad situation. This is just a shame overall. But I have to say, you guys, this was only a matter of time, in my opinion, given the nature of these public body cam videos. You know, some of these videos that we see people, especially this past year in 2023, at their absolute lowest moments. We've seen body cam videos of teachers being intoxicated at school and being sent home and fired and having their whole careers ruined, drug out in handcuffs. We've seen videos of people having DUIs and destroying their entire lives, being too intoxicated to speak. I mean, we're at a point now where we have public access and public record to people's lowest moments. And it's really, I think, a double-edged sword, because on one hand, at least for me, it's made me like, I'm not doing any crime. I wasn't going to do crime before, and I didn't do crime before. But I'm definitely not doing something stupid now, because if you do something stupid now, your life could be over. And it's really sad because this woman's life is actually over because of this scenario. You know, can I say that I blame her? I would never end my own life, so I can't necessarily relate to that. But I can definitely understand why someone who's in a bad mind state would, if they're exposed like this to the point where it's millions and millions of people around the world and you can't even operate and live a normal life. For somebody who's unstable mentally, for somebody who's in a bad state of mind and maybe has a bunch of other stuff going on, first of all, she definitely did, because look at what she was doing on the beach. You know, to tell the officer she was stressed out, you know, if you have that, and I'm not trying to, disparage the dead, but, just to make the point, if you have that low stress management as an adult, there's obviously some serious problems with your mental health. You know what I mean? Or your mental state, at least. So, the idea that this would drive a woman or a person like this over the edge is not, it makes sense. It definitely makes sense. And I don't think she's going to be she may be the first that we've heard of. I'm sure that there's been others, but she won't be the last, because I think that it is, again, it's a double-edged sword, because it, on one hand, is a positive because it prevents maybe some more crimes from happening, and that's good. But it's almost creepy in a way. Like, it almost reminds me of like the Chinese social credit system. You know what I mean? Like, this is a way to trash somebody's social credit and hopefully shame them into not doing bad things again. And I don't know how effective that is. And this is something that's actually brand new in like the Western world. We've never really had this before. You know, this is like basically this type of body cam video. This is going to affect your social credit. And that's what it's designed to do, as well as make these channels a bunch of money. So at the end of the day, I think it's definitely a double-edged sword. I think we got to be really careful with this, but it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop because it's making people a ton of cash. It's not going to stop because it's also wildly entertaining to watch these body cam videos. I'm incredibly addicted to watching body cam videos. I watch them. It's my guilty pleasure is watching these stupid videos, because it makes me feel so much better that I'm not that stupid, that I'm not committing those crimes, that I'm not doing these things. But, you know, everybody gets something different out of it. And ultimately, I think it may be more of a destructive force than it is a positive force. Let me know down below in the comments what you think about the body cam fiasco. Steel Pounder in the chat says, this girl and Diddy X are lucky that Diddy's got so much heat on him right now, because if there wasn't so many eyes on him, there's no doubt they would both be found dead. Steel, you said it, man. Listen, I don't gotta say, I don't gotta say anything. You said it, brother. All right, man. I think that just about wraps it up. Unless you guys have anything else that you, I was gonna watch a little bit of, Steve-O on Hot Ones. Just the really spicy wings. I don't got no time to be watching the medium wings and shit. Shout out to Sean Evans and shout out to Complex and Hot Ones. First We Feast. I got big respect for what you guys do, but I just want to see I want to see the hottest fucking wings. I don't got no time for this shit. Let's watch the last couple minutes here.
You found yourself pushing back on as you build out the Steve-O empire. Put that just to the side for now. Let's see where this goes. Okay, Steve-O?
You know what?
Something, yeah.
I have no interest in finishing this, dude.
Yeah, no, yeah. That is, and it takes it back, and it's past.
Bro's already dying. There's like 8 minutes left in the video. Look at his face. Then how is Steve-O gonna make it through this video? Hang on a second. How?
Pavlovian, and every time I try it, it takes me back to every moment I've tried it, and it is no fun. It's no fun. I don't blame you. I know.
Fucked up,
I know.
dude.
It's fucked up. It's fucked. Says the guy who just brought the coconut oil and hot sauce onto the table. That's coming from this guy. Does your dad still advise you on business decisions? And if so, what's the best piece of business advice you've gotten from him? And then is there anything that you found yourself pushing back on as you build out the Steve-O empire?
Thank you for asking that question. I've gotten my dad, who's famously a retired corporate executive, hugely successful businessman in his career. I've gotten him out of retirement. He's officially working in the capacity of my business manager. And he's able to compartmentalize.
Bro, how many things is Steve-O doing to fucking counteract the heat? He's eating shit. He's drinking milk. They said he brought out coconut oil. Like, bro, just don't go on the show at this point, man. Like, you don't have to eat the wings.
Right. The kinds of things I did on my bucket list special, he's not a fan of. But he sees the value in it, and he's just like a human calculator.
Bro, look at Steve-O's dad. That could not be... That is like the... If you had to put into a generator, like, generate the opposite human being of Steve-O. That's what... Steve-O's dad would come out on the other side of that generator. Like, could there be two more polar opposite looking people? That's crazy that that's his dad. Steve-O's dad, by the way, I don't know if you... Like, I read Steve-O's book. I used to be a big fan of Steve-O when I was a young teenager. Steve-O's dad was like a baller. He worked for Pepsi. He worked for all these different companies. So Steve-O would move around throughout his entire childhood. I think he lived in like India or something. Like he lived all over the world, all different. You know, the UK was most of his upbringing. Really interesting story from Steve-O.
Did you recently get a tattoo of your favorite British snack, Monster Munch?
I did. I did.
Uh-oh. Oh, that works.
Nice.
Man, dude, I don't remember being so bummed on how
hot the sauce is?
Yeah.
Well, I think what happens...
I think you guys got mad at me because I suggested that my extra hot Steve-O's Butthole Destroyer hot sauce might be hotter than your guys' stuff, but I'm having trouble believing that that's true right now.
That's what happens, you know? Because it becomes a...
Bro, it's not spicy unless your nose is running, by the way. If you ain't sneezing, you ain't seasoning, son.
Turf war over here in the hot sauce game, you know? Dog eat dog out here.
Woof.
What up, Jay?
Yeah, Jesus.
All right, Steve-O.
Okay, guys, this is the last one. This is the last dab experience sauce. By the way, guys, I feel like maybe I'll buy this sauce and do another challenge. The last heat challenge I did on this stream was the one chip challenge. And guess what? Since I did that stream, those chips have been recalled because they were fucking killing people. I knew those things weren't normal. You guys thought I was just being a bitch. You guys, I knew there was something wrong with that fucking chip and I was sick the whole next day. Don't even make me relive that shit.
Far be it from me to disrespect tradition. Is that really the same thing that it's always been?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Bro, look at his nose. Bro is going through it.
Maybe I'm becoming a pussy.
There you go. That's perfect. Textbook.
All right.
All right.
I'm going to eat this, and then I'm going to lube up my butt.
Okay. All right. Cheers.
Cheers, brother.
Here we go.
Oh, man. Wild. I know. That picture's all yours. That picture's all yours. To close things out, Steve-O, I have a little bit of a thought exercise for you, okay?
Okay.
If you were to build a Steve-O museum, I'm curious, which artifact would be your version of King Tut's mask? Which image would be your Mona Lisa? And then which stunt would you canonize as your magnum opus?
Wow, what a great question. Already in the works.
The Steve-O Museum?
Yep.
I can't wait for the ribbon cutting on that.
It's called Disgraceland.
Good name.
And the most valuable, I would say, the cheetah bikini.
Oh,
yes,
hell
classic.
no.
Oh, man, it's starting in.
Yeah, I know.
Woo! Okay. Then there's the shirt that I was wearing when I laid down in rocket engine fuel and had my buddies light it, which ended up in skin graft surgery on 15% of my body.
You gotta immortalize that.
I recently framed the photo that you see get snapped at the end of the Bucket List special where I crowd surf on the very last audience of the Bucket List tour. And I signed it and marked it 1 of 1. I love that picture.
All right, Steve-O, this is a historic moment.
Oh, put that up my butt. Way better.
I'd like to close out the Hot Ones Holiday Extravaganza with this award for you, Steve-O.
Oh my God, dude, this is so
Bro,
much.
why is this so wholesome right now? I thought we were going to see like Steve-O dying off a wing. This is just making me nostalgic and shit. This is sentimental.
Much better, dude.
This is a three-peat award right here. We could even call it the award because you're also the first person to win multiple Holiday Extravaganza awards. And before... Oh, no.
No. He's not sticking it up his
I've
ass.
always said that if I ever were to win an Oscar, that I would want to shove it up my butt as I accepted it on stage. But...
Why would that be what you always said? Like, bro, why is that what you've always said? Like my grandpa always says, like, Working hard or hardly working? That's what my grandpa always said. Why is what you've always said that you wanted to shove it? You know what? Never mind. Just fucking never mind, dog.
Let's be honest. I'm not gonna fit an Oscar up there. I never get past the shoulders. But this, I think if I leave this up a little bit.
Bro.
Here we go. Hot Ones Holiday Extravaganza.
Our last episode ever. Thank you so much for watching.
Right,
if you are able, please
consider. That's enough for me. Let me tell you guys something. Let me tell you guys something right now. I've been in entertainment for 16 years. When a guy shoves a jar of hot sauce off his ass, the stream's over. You understand me? The fucking stream. Listen, the stream's fucking over. There's nowhere we can go from there, ladies and gentlemen. But all jokes aside, it was going to be over anyway. I appreciate you guys. Listen, before we get out of here, if you like this stream, smash that like button, man. I hate to always be repeating it, but look, there's not many things we can do to help the algorithm. We're basically at the algorithm's mercy. But the 2 things we can do, 3 things actually, like, comment, subscribe. And that's the reason I always got to keep saying it. If you already liked this video, if you already dropped a comment, and of course, if you're in the chat, it's subscribers only. You've already subbed. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, man. Shout out to the new viewers on the channel. Shout out to the new stream viewers, man. If you like these streams, send them to a friend. Send it to one friend. Listen, I'm no Kai Cenat. I'm no Aiden Ross at this point. I don't got, people promoting me and shit. I'm a one-man show. So the best thing you can do if you enjoy this program, send it to a friend. Let's get this word of mouth going. Let's get some more people on this stream. And let's blow this shit up. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Happy holidays. And stay safe. We'll catch you next time.